So you just keep loving, but you don't know if you're really loved in return.
I feel like I kind of ran out of an abusive relationship, but I'm still under abuse for the past 10 years.
About a week ago, Emeka Ike was interviewed on Channels TV. He was asked what was the reason why he disappeared suddenly from the movie space.
You've been off the scene for a while, or people think that you've been off the scene for a while. Where has Emeka Ike been?
Emeka Ike has been where all the other artists that were in my genre are. There was a point in time when we were all pushed out of the system without the people knowing what happened. Then too, Emeka Ike was depressed for a long time out of some marital whatever, and I was hiding. I was in shame for what I didn't do. So that's sometimes the price you pay for being large. So I was depressed. I was short-circuited for no reason, and I had to just hide my face until I know what was wrong with me.
He spoke about how he was depressed for so many years as a result of marital issues that he was struggling with his then wife, Suzanne, who he had about 4 children with. He met Suzanne when she was 18 years old. She was a model. She was an aspiring actress. She wanted Emeka Ike to guide her. She wanted him to give her mentorship in order to come up well in the movie space. Unfortunately or fortunately for her, Emeka Ike took a more intimate liking into her and decided to form a relationship with an 18-year-old Suzanne, who later got pregnant for him, who he later decided to marry. He told Suzanne that he didn't want her to continue modeling, so she had to quit her modeling job. He didn't want her to be an actress because if she did that, it would kind of cause a problem between them in the relationship. She decided to abandon that dream and just be his wife and support system. Years of marriage, Emeka's ex-wife, Suzanne, experienced a lot of weird behavior patterns from Emeka Ike's side, whereby he would talk down on her. Of course, he didn't put that in the interview. But let me just speak according to what he expressed. Now, in that interview with Channel TV, he talked about how his wife was conniving with gunmen, was conniving with thugs to come into his property and try to kill him. Now, these are very, very severe claims.
And I was fighting against some institutions, some men that are there, the oligarchs. Then somebody in between sneaked in to take my life. So there were assassins everywhere for me. I was facing gunmen everywhere. It's in the news. The woman that was behind.
How she connived with people to shut down his school.
I couldn't save the school because parents were already pulling their kids out when the proprietors woke up on the same day I was on air. She sent the Prado Jeep that took me to the airport. And the driver came back. She asked, "Where is he?" He said, "Oh, guy is on air." I said, "Okay, get me the assembly bell." And the students gathered and said, "I'm shutting down. Get your parents to put in another school."
And he lost his property.
I came back home to nothing. My property, my house has been moved.
If you could see in the interview, I honestly found it very hard to watch. I have seen the whole interview, and in the whole interview he kept smiling. His body language, the way he even expressed his experience, the way he even spoke about it didn't seem genuine to me. It kind of seemed like he was pulling stories together to try to form something. It seemed like he was lying about so many of the things that he was talking about. He seemed so disconnected from his own experience. If you're saying it's something that depressed you, why are you acting like it's all cool? Why are you smiling? Why are you running around talking about all these things that happen? It just didn't make sense to me. You can tell your truth all right, but the audacity to make it look as if your wife wasn't a good mother to your children and put your wife's name in that kind of disrepute, when you've not even thought about how that would affect your children when they see it. You're a father. You're a father of all these kids.
And your daughter is there crying, "Daddy, help me. I'm being swallowed in this anger." There's so much manipulation. Maybe the one manipulating you might not even know that the extent she's going.
Okay.
So she had her issues.
Yeah.
And the girl, oh God, I feel sorry for my daughter. I feel sorry.
Haven't you thought about what your children are going to say about you, their father? Haven't you thought about what their children will think about their mother? Did you at least have some respect for their mother? If you feel like your wife did all these things, you could have easily approached her. A few days after, the wife was also interviewed about how he abused her verbally, physically, emotionally, financially, and to the extent that he started. That's what she said. Please, these are not my words. So the ex-wife said he started doing drugs. The children, I don't know how true that is. The children saw his paraphernalia. He was doing meth, and then it made sense to her because money would just disappear. I just want to say that this is the woman's experience. She has come to clear out the air about he accusing her of shutting down his school.
Okay.
He says you took the school from him. Is that true?
I left in the middle of the term.
Right.
I left in October. The school ran till full term,
Okay.
and they were dispersed. I don't know. I was not in the picture.
The wife confirmed that the people that he accused to be gunmen, to be trying to kill him, were actually guards of the property, trying to make sure that nobody penetrates. Now, I just want to say that I don't believe in Emeka Ike's story at all.
But I love my wife and she's my wife.
Okay, so is everything fine at the home front at this point in time? Like your wife is back
She's
with you?
my wife. My mother-in-law just dropped from the car. Her
So
auntie.
your wife is back with you?
It's not your business. We're working
Really?
things out.
See why I don't believe in him? See the way he was so defensive. First he said that's his wife, blah, blah, blah. Now, when they ask him, are you and your wife together? He's being so defensive. It's the arrogance for me telling the presenter that it doesn't concern you in such a way, in such a manner. It doesn't concern you. Like, really? Another interview. He was asked about the rumors that are circulating, and then he opened his mouth to say that he doesn't want to talk about it. You know, that's the mother of his children. What kind of reverse psychology is that?
Yeah, I have made up my mind not to talk about it. Okay, she's the mother of my children, 4 kids, and I respect them a lot, okay?
You are the same person who came out here, and besides, even on the show on Channels TV, he spoke about how people on social media always put out stories. He kind of insinuated that his wife was putting out stories on social media to try to degrade him and so on and so forth. Meanwhile, he's the one coming on TV to talk about all these things, accusing his wife of trying to take his own life, accusing his wife of taking away his properties, of shutting down his school, of making him waste his investments, of keeping the children away from him. He was the one who went to Germany, remember? So how come the wife is keeping you away from, your ex-wife is keeping you away from your children? You left to Germany. You left them in the house and went to Germany. So how? At what point? And at that point in time, they had gone to court to settle their divorce. It was a customary court because they didn't have a legal wedding. After the judgment was ruled, he had full custody of the children. He never allowed his ex-wife to see the children. He took the children away from her. She didn't have access to them, and he left them in the house with a nanny, went over to Germany, and then you're now saying that your wife didn't want you around the kids. I don't understand though. This one is very strange to me. She has never spoken on the media before. This is the first time he has been speaking on the media. He has spoken on the media so many times, destroying her reputation. So many times. And this is the first time she decided that no, I'm not going to allow this person to keep doing this and keep getting away with this. I'm going to speak my truth too. Now he's sweating. He's talking about how the media is responsible for all the rumors circulating.
I think you guys are also part of the problem.
The media?
Yes, media is the problem.
Okay.
You guys are the problem.
This Emeka Ike thing, I'm actually quite surprised. Emeka Ike, I'm Ghanaian, we call him Emeka Ike, so sorry. I'm actually quite surprised because I wasn't expecting that from such a person at all. This is someone that I looked up to when I was a child. He's a legend. Come on, say. Well, the ex-wife said he's a psychopath. She researched the meaning of psychopath, and then that was all the, traits that she saw online was what he was exhibiting. I am not someone to come and give anybody diagnosis. He definitely has a behavioral problem. Clearly, he definitely finds it difficult to take accountability, and he definitely is a liar, and he tries to play mind games, and he's quite manipulative as well. From the interviews I've made,